Tonight I played another game for First Five Fridays, this time on ashtechie.com, which is a web browser-based application that you can use to play Ashes online. It's a great tool for anyone who doesn't have TTS, and it's free, it's easy to use, and it plays right in your web browser, so it can play on basically anything that has a web browser on it. I also tried a different format for this video where I was not in a voice chat with my opponent. Instead, I was giving commentary on my play-by-play. So there's a lot more detail into my decision making and sort of the strategy around the way I'm playing my deck. So if you like this type of content, make sure to let me know in the comments, and I hope you enjoy the video. Odette. Odette running Nature, Divine, Ceremonial. Almost the same die spread that we're running. Okay, so against Odette, Odette has only slightly less health than I do. We have pretty similar stats overall, but that Enter the Fray I have to consider. Um, and I'm kind of okay with it because I'm going to try and burn her down. So, um, if she wants to deal 2 to a unit of mine to take 3 or 4 damage to face, that's fine by me. So I think what we need to do is we always need to first 5 Ceratosaurus mount. That's our most important unit. And we're going to first 5 Fire Archer as well because we want to mount the Fire Archer with the Ceratosaurus mount. So those two are pretty much always in my first 5 no matter what. We're going to pick Butterfly Monk and Blood Puppet as well. So those are 3 books. And then I usually go either, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can go Strengthen or I can go a 3-cost unit. Usually I go for a 3-cost. So the question is, do I want Hammer Knight or do I want Grave Knight? Given Odette's ability to deal 2 and oh, it's a tough choice. I'm gonna go Grave Knight. Okay, so it looks like they're going first. Oh no, they get to choose. So they're gonna choose. See who goes first. So that's 5 basics, and I got 2 basics. Rolled really well, actually. We do need a divine class for Ceratosaurus and a divine power for Grave Knight, so we will need to meditate a little bit. So they're going first. Let's see. We need 3 ceremonial, which we have 2. We have our nature. I don't think we need any more nature. Divine. So we'll have to meditate 3, it looks like. They'll have to do a fair share of meditating as well, because they have a lot of basics and no power sides. Okay, meditate's a final cry for nature. And root armor, that's good to see go into the discard pile, actually. Because root armor is a little bit problematic for me. And Frostback Bear book goes down. Okay. So with the Frostback Bear book coming down, I think we pretty much... Oh. Yeah, good luck. I think we pretty much always start with the Ceratosaurus mount. And I think we... Let's see. Yeah, we need 3 ceremonials so we can use this basic to pay for it. So we're going to go ahead and play our Ceratosaurus mount, and we're going to pay for it with this basic. And then we need to go ahead and start meditating from top of deck. This one. And we lose the anchor knot, that's fine. And this one. Lose choke. I kind of would have liked to have choke, but that's okay. And then one more for the third ceremonial. Final cry. Okay. And we're going to stop meditating there. And end our turn. We pretty much want to play the Fire Archer and immediately mount it because we do not want it to get pinged before we can mount. We don't have any other mount target. We're not going to mount Grave Knight, so we need to do that immediately. And hopefully, fingers crossed, they do not have an Ice Trap. Ice Trap's not like super popular, but it really screws us over here. Oh, they're on the mount game plan as well. Okay, that's interesting. So if they're mounting, they have one ceremonial left as well. So they could be mounting fire archers, in which case we're kind of in a race. But something tells me that they're going to be mounting raptor herders because of like the rest of their dice spread. And we might see a holy knight come down just because of all these divine. That's a lot of divine. So yeah, I think we just go ahead and play our Fire Archer Ceresource mount here. We could play Grave Knight and hold off on the Fire Archer. Grave Knight means he really needs to summon a blocker. No, if I Grave Knight here, he can use Odette and kill it. He'll take 4, but I don't know. I think we just go with the game plan here. We play Fire Archer, and then we mount it. And we end our turn. So we dealt 1, and we got our mount out. So we might see a similar play happen across the table. We may just have mounts coming in one after another. I don't think that they'll summon a bear right now just because the bear doesn't trade favorably with the mount. Yeah, we're going to see the exact same thing, I think. So what this means is because I got my Ceresource mount out first, it means that I can attack his and get the overkill damage because they're both going to trade evenly into each other. So I might just do that right away. And since I have more ceremonial than he does, I can actually forego playing the Blood Puppet this turn to play another Fire Archer. There's a chance that, you know, it gets pinged into the discard pile, which is not what I want because then I'll run out of mounts. Mountable targets for next round. And I may not draw into them, but it's something that I can do. I do think I need to attack with the Ceresource now and get the overkill value since I have the initiative on this. So I'm going to go ahead and attack here. Now I could have attacked Phoenixborn instead and see if he would block, but if I attack Phoenixborn and he attacks Phoenixborn, we're staying even on damage. Whereas if I take this trade, this even trade here, I'm doing 1 damage to them and they're not dealing anything back to me. Plus I can trigger screams if I would like. So I think this is the right thing to do here. I need to think about screams actually. So this is 5 dice here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice left. So I can spend 1 on a scream. And if I spend 1 on a scream, it's going to have to be nature. Okay, so he's just going to guard. That's the smart thing to do, I think. And then that also denies me being able to trigger scream. So now what this leaves me open to, I would have to guard as well because they'll be able to just value trade here and keep their Ceresource mount out. But I would probably just block it and we would just kind of mirror each other again. I don't need to meditate. I don't need to do anything else this turn. I'm just going to pass. Let me just see what else we got going on here. So we got Prospect Bear is the known quantity. And unfortunately, I don't really have a good way to block it except for to play Grave Knight So I might want to save playing Grave Knight until after the bear's already exhausted. That way I can get a swing in with it. We'll have to see what they do here because it really depends on bear timing. But I don't have like bear's gonna swing right past Butterfly Monk. I can't block it. They're attacking me, so attacking me directly, which is interesting. They don't want to take this um, unit. They don't want to take this trade here. Yep, 4 damage. So we're even on damage, but Jessa starts with more health than Odette, so we're slightly ahead, and that's where we want to be as Jessa. We just want to stay slightly ahead because we have inevitability on our side, whereas they don't. Um, Screams of the Departed is going to eventually deal a lot of damage over the course of the game. So they're on like a little bit of a faster clock, I think, than I am. They have to actually work a little bit harder for their damage because they have to get damage past blockers and stuff. Okay, the Meditative Fester, which is good. I don't want to see that. Maybe I play the Grave Knight and see what they do. Okay. Um, so I don't want to use my other knife because I want to save it for a Blood Puppet. I don't need another Divine, but oh no, just kidding. That's the Divine. So I need to use the natural, the nature. And we're not going to meditate. Kind of depends on what they do with these dice here. Could still see a Holy Knight as well. And then of course Odette's ability is still alive, but again, I am not really worried about Odette's ability in this matchup because I mean, I guess it's good against my butterfly monks, but for the most part, I've got a small battlefield and pretty much all the units that I'm going to be putting down are going to be big units with lots of attack. And so I don't mind them using the Enter the Fray ability on those because it's going to just kill them really fast. Um, they could use it on a butterfly monk to remove a blocker, but then I'm healing when they do that. So it kind of is works against them in that way. I think it again, I'm all about trying to um, speed up the clock for them and uh, and just go faster, just melt them down faster than they can burn me down. Um, so I think it's favorable. They are going to summon a bear. They're going to leave that nature die open, I imagine. Yeah, leave that nature die open for something. So that 2 cards left in the hand. So what could be left in hand? They may use the nature die to ping this so that they don't have to take uh, face damage here. They could block with the bear, deal 2, and then ping it to kill it. And I'm pretty okay with that because I'll be able to scream and deal 1 damage, and they will be even on board again. But then, what do they use the last 2 dice for? Is what I'm wondering. I forget. Does the divine power last for the turn around? Lasts for the round. Okay. Well, that's interesting that they asked that because then they might just power up the bear. I still think I might just attack because again, it's the same concept as here, where I have the initiative and I have the overkill damage, and I want to, if I'm going to evenly trade, I want to be the one attacking, so that I'm pushing that damage through. So yeah, I may just attack here and trade with the. It's not like it's even on dice, so I don't feel too bad about it because they spent 2 dice for the bear, and then they spent 1 more die to beef it up. So we're even trade on dice here. Even trade on dice. Even trade on. Well, not an even trade on cards though, because it's a conjuration. So that's. But that's less important. It's more important that I'm pushing damage through and staying even on dice. Now, if I swing here, they got 2 dice left. What could they summon with 2 dice. They might have a Raptor Herder. They would need one more 1-cost unit to be able to get that group tactics off. Okay, so do I attack with Grave Knight? If I don't, then they attack with Bear. Potentially. Okay, if I don't attack with Grave Knight, their options are they can meditate this into a frog, use Odette's ability frog to kill it, or they'll attack with the bear on the Grave Knight. But if they attack with the bear on the Grave Knight, I block with Jessa, and then I can counter swing for 4. So maybe I don't worry about trading here. Maybe I just wait. And if I wait, I might be able to get more damage through. So if I'm waiting, then instead I think I play Butterfly Monk. And then I end the turn. I'm trying to think if there's any spells. Close combat could definitely be a blowout here, but they don't have the die to... Well, no, they can meditate and then close combat. I should have played around close combat. Yeah, that could be really rough actually, because close combat is a power side. Okay, so they're putting wing and Linus down. Okay, well that makes me feel a lot better actually. A lot better, because they're gonna spend their last 2 dice on this. I'm not sure what this is. But I do not think that they would put the Lioness book down if they had close combat in their first 5. I think if I get a Butterfly Monk out though, even if they try to attack here, I can guard. And I don't have to guard with my face. I can guard with the Butterfly Monk and heal. So let's just get a Butterfly Monk out. I'm gonna risk them not having close combat in their first 5. It just seems like a really strange first 5 choice. Okay, opponents meditate. That's scary. Maybe they do have close combat. Oh no. Past main action. Well, surely... Okay, I see what they did then. They meditated the frog so that they could ping the Butterfly Monk. I think that's what's happening here. So I am going to continue stalling. I'm going to play Blood Puppet and end turn. That's what I'm going to do. I'm now very confident that they don't have close combat in hand, because they would have played it when they had the chance. I think they're just going to ping Butterfly Monk and then swing in Grave Knight probably. Yep, onto the Butterfly Monk. Yep, so I'm going to heal myself. And then we're going to react with Jessa. Deal 1. So that's really good for us. Like, that's really good. They spent a die to kill a unit, and I spent a die. But the end result is I healed 1, and they took 1 damage. So we both spent 1 die. I healed, and they took damage. It's really good. So now they pass. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue stalling once again, and summon the Blood Puppet onto their battlefield. Interesting. Are you going to attack here? Oh, you're killing the Blood Puppet. Duh. They can kill Blood Puppet for free. Oh, yeah. Well, Blood Puppet's less good against Odette then. Although it did eat... Okay, heal. I see. I see. Heal's pretty good. Heal's really good here, actually. So now we're even on life. Okay. So the question is... Okay, they can't guard. I'm going first next round. So maybe I just kill the Ceratosaurus mount. It's a fire archer recommended. Okay, if I kill the Ceratosaurus mount here, then then I'll take 3 from their Frostback Bear. Or maybe they'll kill one of my units. Maybe. Do I just attack the bear and deal 1? Feels really bad, especially since I don't have any dice left to trigger Scream. Maybe I just pass. Maybe we just both don't attack. Because once this die goes away, bear becomes a whole lot less of a problem. If they want to try to trade and not take damage, and they'll take damage, like, I'll be ahead. But I think they're just gonna pass. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oh, hello. So we've got, oh man, this is real good. So I do have a power through. Oh, that's really, really good. And Final Cry as well. I'm happy with this. I'm really, really excited about this. And then, okay, cool. They don't have any nature dice. They can still summon a Ceratosaurus mount as well, but... So if I power through on Grave Knight right now and swing at the bear, that's immense. Because I'll get a kill on the bear, and I'll deal 2 damage to him, and I'll get to keep my Grave Knight. He'll have to invest dice to kill it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this alteration on Grave Knight, and then I'm going to attack the bear with my Grave Knight. This is really, really good. This is 3 damage. Three damage, and I get to keep my Grave Knight. Very nice. And then I'm gonna react to the bear being destroyed. Let's see, I need 1, 2, 3, 4. How many nature do I need? 1 nature, 2 nature. So I use a nature die for that. Just nature. There we go. So Grave Knight deals 1, Grave Knight deals 1, Jessa deals 1. That's like huge. It's so good. And I have another power through in hand too, but I don't want to use it. I want to summon another Ceratosaurus mount because I have another Fire Archer in hand. We're drawing into a lot of our burn, which is really good. But round 2 is round 2. I mean, it's who knows what they drew here. We can kind of get an idea what they're playing. Seeing both of the root armors in the discard is so good. And they might have a third one, but knowing that there's 2 root armors in the discard pile makes me feel so much better about the rest of this fight. Because root armor would make what we're doing very difficult, because we probably wouldn't be able to kill things easily, which means our overkill's not going to go through, and they're going to get valuable trades against my units because we're playing similar units and stuff. So knowing the root armors are in the discard makes me very happy. Seeing heal isn't super exciting, but we're already 1 heal down, so. Okay, Raptor Herder's out, and then will we see some meditation? Oh no, they're mounting the Raptor Herder. Okay. Okay, so they've got a really big swing coming soon. I don't want my Grave Knight to die. I want them to, if they're gonna kill my Grave Knight, I want them to spend dice or Odette's ability or something to do it. They're not going to use Odette's ability to kill the Grave Knight. But if I get the Butterfly Monk out and it blocks something, then it can heal the Grave Knight out of the range of the nature die. So I think we definitely need to summon a Butterfly Monk this turn, for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to summon a Butterfly Monk. Now the question is, do we need to meditate? Let's see. We have exactly what we need for Ceratosaurus, Fire Archer. Final Cry needs to be played for sure, so let's meditate one. Top of deck. Okay. So we lost our one strengthen. That's fine. I don't think it's super important, especially now that we know that the root armors are in the discard pile. I don't think strengthen is super helpful anymore. Okay. So now Butterfly Monk puts them in a really awkward position because it can heal the one of the damages off of Grave Knight and make it unable to be killed by a nature dice. They'll have to use Odette's ability or some other type of removal to get rid of it. We could definitely see Meteor, but Meteor does a lot of damage to them as well. It doesn't kill my... Or no, it does. If they wanted to Meteor right now, since they only have divine power sides, they would be forced to use those divine power sides for Meteor, and Meteor would deal 3 damage to everything, which means it would wipe all of our board, which comes out very favorable for me since Jessica can scream and play Final Cries. So Meteor is kind of a non-starter for them. They could just swing with everything. That way they guarantee that the Raptor hatchling gets group tactics value. But I have some very favorable blocks. I think we have some pretty good setup here. Okay, they're spending 1 divine. What are they spending the divine on? Oh, they played a power through on Raptor hatchling. That's interesting. So it's gonna have overkill. Sorry if I hit the mic. Interesting. Yeah, so it'll be a 3 attack and it'll push 1 through. Yeah, they're attacking with everything. That's what I thought. So, choose a blocker. So definitely want to block this with Butterfly Monk. That's for sure. Now here is an interesting question because he's gonna have a fully exhausted board. I'm gonna heal 1. Let's see, I take 6 here. I don't want to put Ceratosaurus Mount in front of them for the same reason I mentioned in round 1, and that we both have an even trade, but he gets the overkill damage, so I don't actually want to do that. I kind of just want to let him deal his 6 damage to me. That'll put me down to 10. I'll be able to respond with the Final Cry here and heal the Grave Knight. And then I can swing with my Ceratosaurus next and then deal 3 to them. Okay. So I take 3 damage from one, I take 3 damage from another. I'm going to heal the Grave Knight. And then I am going to react with Final Cry and Jessa. And that's a lot of damage. Now I took 6, they took 3, and their board is exhausted. So that was a very expensive attack for them. They also paid a die and a card for the power through, which ended up doing 1 damage. But it didn't kill anything useful. It only killed the Butterfly Monk, which was going to block that anyway. So yeah, it's pretty rough trade, I think, overall. I mean, now I'm closer to dead than they are, but I think overall I'm pretty happy with that trade. So if I swing with Ceratosaurus Mountain now, I get 3 damage in. That puts them to 12 damage. They have 6 life left, is that right? Yeah, 6 life left. No, I can't power through because I need that second Ceratosaurus Mount. So I think I'm just going to attack my Ceratosaurus Mount and get them lower than me. I think I can erase them. They do have 3 cards in hand. They have a lot of dice left, and they have bears and lioness. So I do have to consider that, but I will be able to get, before they get anything else going here, I'll be able to get another Ceratosaurus Mount out. So I think I'm just going to attack. Phoenix Form. And get my 3 damage in. And then for my side action, I don't think I take one because I don't need to meditate. So I'm just going to end my turn. Okay, so they're in a scary spot right now. I mean, heal. They could definitely heal. But yeah, how many heals do you pack in your deck, though? Is the question. Let's think about this. If they're at 6 health, they're going to take 1 damage from Fire Archer, which puts them to 5. I'm going to play another Blood Puppet, which means... Oh, maybe I don't play a Blood Puppet, because they can just kill with Odette. And they could double ping. Let me see. Meditates Fire Archer for a ceremonial. Interesting. So they may play a big thing here. They may play a knight. And then there's nature as well. So they may play a... Oh, wait. Okay, so they meditated multiple gold. Got it. So yeah, they might play a Hammer Knight here. Hammer Knight would be really good. Because they could Aftershock my mount, put 1 damage on the Grave Knight, and then use the other nature damage to finish it off. Which means for sure we'll have to find a way to deal with that. I can't actually deal with it. Because I can't play power through and summon the Ceratosaurus Mount. So okay, so they're just getting a bear out. Got it. Okay. Well, that's a lot less scary. So I think since the bear's out and since the Grave Knight... Well, no, I can just block for the Grave Knight. If they try to attack the Grave Knight, I can block for it. So I think I just get my Ceratosaurus Mount out. We may see the exact same situation where they put a divine power on the bear. I don't really have a better play, though. Or do I? Well, they don't know I have a Fire Archer, so they don't know if I have an ally to summon a Ceratosaurus Mount right now. That puts me in an interesting position, because if I could just stall a bit, they may try to find a way to kill my Grave Knight, and if their board's exhausted and I get a swing in with the Ceratosaurus Mount, then they're just dead. So maybe I wait, actually. I think I'll play a monk, a butterfly monk, a blood puppet book, and then pass my turn. I'm gonna let them think that I don't have a Fire Archer, especially playing a second Blood Puppet book might lead them to believe that I don't have another Fire Archer. Because I'll need my last 2 ceremonials to summon 2 Blood Puppets. So if they think that I don't have a Fire Archer, then they may make a reckless attack with this bear or leave their board empty or exhausted. They can still get a wing and lioness too. I just wonder if I can somehow get them to let me get this swing in with Ceratosaurus Mount, because that would be 1 damage for the Fire Archer, which puts him to 13, and then 3 from this, which puts him to 16, and then they're 2 away from dead. And Screams is one of those. The one thing that I feel the reason I feel really comfortable is just that, you know, I'm at 9 life left and they're at 7, so I have a life lead. Meditates Fester. Okay, so they are getting the nature power. May still see a Hammer Knight. There's a lot of ways they can still deal with the Grave Knight. Like the Butterfly Monk definitely took away their easiest option, their most convenient option, but there's still a lot of ways that they could get rid of it. They're doing something to Jessa. Just attacking Jessa with the bear? Wow, okay. Well, that's kind of what we wanted to see. I don't think I want to summon a blood puppet to my side of the field to block. That just feels really bad. Plus, they can just get rid of it with Odette no matter what, right? So we'll just go ahead and summon a blood puppet. Give them a blood puppet to think about. I just want them to consider that I may not have an ally. Okay, yeah, they're gonna kill the blood puppet off. Which is their main action, which means, okay, reaction to losing the blood puppet, yeah. I am gonna react. Since they used their main action here to kill the blood puppet, I can get my mount out safely and be ready to snipe the lioness before it can kill my Grave Knight. I can't count heal out. Like, we've already seen one. I can't count it out. And heal could be problematic. Okay, I think we got it sorted out. There was an issue with when they used Odette's ability to target the blood puppet on their side of the field, and they killed it. They weren't able to play a final cry. So they weren't able to trigger that damage. So it took a little while to figure it out, but I think we got it figured out now. I manually adjusted my health, and they exhausted that die and discarded their final cry. So it should be their side action, and then it comes back to me. That was weird. And then I had my game glitched a little bit too, and so I wasn't seeing any chat and nothing was working, so I had to like refresh my page a couple times to get back in. But we should be good now. So yeah, we'll see what they do with the side action here. I don't see anything on board that would be too useful. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, it's a divine, so they may heal here. Heal would be really unfortunate. Yeah, heal. Oof, that's rough. 7 life left, and I only have 5. I'm starting to fall behind a bit, actually. It's kind of a problem. But we still got a lot left here, so we're just gonna go ahead and fire archer. And then mount it. And that's gonna put a lot of pressure back on him. So 6 life left. And I can swing for 3. So they're gonna have to summon a lioness to block, which is fine. It'll deal 1 overkill damage. And then we'll be even, right? Because I'll have 5 and they'll have 5. Oof, it's a close game. It's really close. And I'm not going first next time, unfortunately, which means, you know, I may not even get to attack with this Grave Knight. I said I'm sorry, I keep disconnecting for some reason. It's weird. Okay, so Sword of Virtue on the Ceratosaurus mount. That's good. That does block the damage for sure. They didn't get the lioness out. It's interesting. Yeah. I mean, we're done. Yeah, end turn. I don't want to discard anything. Not really. I mean, I might find my final cry a little faster if I get rid of power through. Am I reasonably going to be playing power through this turn? I don't think so, but maybe? Oh, I drew the final cry. And I drew a fear. That's amazing. So I have healing now. That's really good. But they get the first action. They have initiative, so we'll have to see. They are 6 damage away. And I'm only 5 damage away. Okay, we're gonna see an attack against me with everything. Because I have 5 health left here, which means I have to double block. So if they attack with everything, yeah, I have to double block. Yep. Okay, so the Grave Knight's not going to live. That's... Unless... If I block here and here, then they deal 3 to me. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Unless, no, this is over. Okay, hold on. So if I block here, Grave Knight here, and then Stegosaurus Mount here, then that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the same either way. If I block both Stegosaurus mounts, because of the overkill, it's the same amount of damage either way. So they're doing 4 no matter what. And then the Fire Archer's probably coming next turn. So I'll have to make sure Grave Knight survives so that I can use Fear on it to heal. So yeah, we're gonna block Grave Knight here. Stegosaurus here. I have to do it that way. And I will be able to Final Cry. Oh no, I won't. I don't have any. Oh my gosh, I had rolled all basics. I didn't even notice that. Any reactions to bear? Yeah. I'm gonna deal damage here. So, ceremonial. Yeah. So we dealt 1. And I have 1 damage left, which means I died a Fire Archer. Meditate first, and then fear my Grave Knight, which will let me deal 2. Which will let me deal 3 and then heal 2. Which means I'll be at 2 life left, and I'll be at 3. They can still Molten Gold, though, for the win. I don't think I can get out of Molten Gold range, actually, now that I think about it. There's 1 in the discard pile, 8 cards left in the draw pile. What are the chances they don't have Molten Gold? It's not much. Oh, are you... Another heal? 3rd heal? My gosh. That is so bad. Okay, well, I have to meditate here. So, I only need 1 for that. I have all the divines that I need. I need 2 more, so I need to meditate 3. 4. Meditate. Top of deck. There's a fear. Top of deck. Stop meditating. Now we're going to play fear. Use a nature. Grave Knight. Yep. And then we're going to nature. There we go. It's the best I can do. So let me make sure that all worked right. Fear to kill Grave Knight. Deal 1 with Jessa. Deal 2 with Final Cry. And healed for... Yeah. That's the best I could do. And unfortunately, I still died of Molten Gold. And they're 4 health away. We could finish it this turn. If they don't have Molten... I have it. Ah. That was so close. Wow. Man, that was close. Ah, those heals were the worst. 6 health, 6 damage healed over the course of the game. So we would have had them, but yeah, I mean, that's really, really rough. That was a good game. They played it really well. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like the content that you saw, be sure to like down below and subscribe. We've got more content coming soon, including an Ashteki tutorial, hopefully in the future, and maybe even a deck building guide. And if you want to be notified whenever these videos are coming out, be sure to hit the bell below. Thanks again, and have a great day.